going on, guys? I'm wearing my Star Wars shirt today, and since there was no new Star Wars movie to be talking about this winter, I thought we'd take back and go and look at The Last Jedi. Namely, why was it so polarizing? Because, as I'm sure you are already very well aware, fans were not the biggest fan of this movie. No, we were not. Now, I just want to say where I'm coming from. I am a fan of the Star Wars franchise. I have seen all the movies at least twice. There's one I saw three, which is Revenge of the Sith, which is my favorite one. But I am still not one of those crazy, ultra, hyper duper. Actually, I only saw um, the Han Solo one once and Rogue One. No, Rogue One I saw twice. Never mind. But I'm not a huge super duper uber fan. I don't know all like the trivia stuff, and there's stuff I forget. Like even like plot wise and stuff. Like I'm no hyper super crazy fan, but I am still a fan, and I do sort of know a little bit about Star Wars. It's just completely out of like nothingness. And so what I wanted to talk about is something that I think that not that many people are talking about, but something that I think is one of the reasons people didn't love the prequels, and also why people are not liking The Last Jedi. Because in my mind, they're kind of the same. Like this issue. Now, there are obviously other problems, and that people have talked about those. Some people talk about the. I heard one person talking about how the comedy was dumb and people didn't like that. If people talked about the plot being weird, people talk about it being unsatisfying. And those are all true, but and those are all true and they all help, but I think I found another issue, which is why so many fans got turned off by this. And that is because Star Wars has always been a film about the good Jedi versus the evil Empire. It's always been good versus bad. And the prequels took a jab at this and tried to say that there needs to be like a gray with like Anakin, and everyone saw how those went, how people liked those. And The Last Jedi does something similar by saying that they're just everything. The Force is just the Force. There's no like sort of like there's a dark side and a light side, but the Force is just in everything. It's not owned. You can't own it. You can't. The Jedi basically that the Jedi ideology is flawed, and that there's like gray areas, and you can even see this in like her outfit as it becomes more like dark tones, but like more like not like black. Rays, I mean her by her. And so that kind of idea like throughout it. And the time I found myself most enjoying the film is when this concept was no longer true, and after she had had her falling out with Kylo Ren, and they sort of separated back to good and evil. Once again, going back into those concepts which we were also familiar with as Star Wars fans. And so the fact that this is so like different from the original thing kind of, just makes people like not like this franchise, because Force Awakens still had very much the good resistance in Rey. Even though it did show that there were good people in the evil empire such as Finn, it didn't make it seem as though the empire itself or the dark side, the First Order, I'm sorry, it's so bad in The Last Jedi, but I think you're seeing what I'm saying in that there's more like the good resistance versus the evil dark side First Order people. Whereas here they try to like almost Rey and Kylo almost come like together and join forces, and it's just ugh. But we get good thing we get back to the good versus evil at the end, and that's where I most enjoyed it. And I think the fact that most of the film didn't have that dynamic at all is one of the reasons that fans just really didn't dislike this film. That was just one of my things. Just wanted to get that out there. I haven't really heard anyone discuss it. It's been a big part for me. And yeah, no Star Wars movie to review this year in December. Upsetting. But we'll get episode 9 in 2019, and I'm pretty sure it comes out in December. We'll see it then. I'll be certainly doing a review of it. And let's hope that it's good. All right, like, comment, subscribe.